Hi everyone and welcome to another video. If you are new here, my name is Lizzie and I make a lot of journal, pen pal style content, and I also make studio vlogs where I often pack my Patreon rewards. So if you enjoyed this video, then please make sure to subscribe, and if you are not new here, then welcome back. I wanted to show you this folder before we jump into the pen paling because I get a lot of questions about this folder, so I just thought I'd talk about it. But it's basically from AliExpress, and you buy the outside and the folders inside separately so that you can choose what kind of pockets you want. So for some I went for like small ones for smaller sticker flakes, and for others I went for more of the zip file style. But I will put the link in my description so that you can have a look if that's something that you're interested in. It's not sponsored or anything, it's just that I get a lot of questions about it, so I just thought I'd show you where it's from. So the letter that we are making today is to a new pen pal called Nick, and on Instagram she goes by Create with Nick. She is from the UK, so it will be quite nice to have another UK pen pal, as most of mine are international, and you know, postage is expensive, so I appreciate that. But it's always fun to get to know new people, and it's actually quite nice to have someone that lives in the same country as you, because you can talk about more local things and go into detail about that a little bit more. So I'm intrigued to get to know Nick a little bit better, and the mail that I decided to make for her was a pink/brown theme, and I guess you could say it's a bookish theme because the stickers that I used were from the new set from Marigoni Suli Art. I really hope I pronounced that correctly, and I just love her stickers, as you probably already know. So I bought a lot of stuff from her, and it included this really cute washi tape which has lots of books on it, so I thought what better way to use it than in a bookish theme. I wouldn't say that I am a massive bookworm. I used to be a massive bookworm. I used to actually be a librarian, and when I was a kid, I was that kid that was like reading all the time. Like every summer holidays, I'd just read like a million books. But since kind of just working full time, I've just not had the brain capacity to read. And I think that I really should start reading more again, because I tend to just read in my holidays and when I have time off, but I just love it. Like, I have so much fun when I do read, so I think I might just need to force myself into a bit more of a routine. Maybe like before bed is a good time, because I also find it hard to fall asleep, so that might help me. So if you have any advice how to just read more in general, but without, I don't really want to set myself like challenges or things to complete, because that would just kind of like stress me out or overwhelm me. But at the moment I'm into like fantasy books, kind of similar to Shadow and Bone, because that's the series that I'm currently finishing. It's taken me like over a year to finish it, but yes, I really like it. So if you have any recommendations about how to just generally read more, then please let me know in the comments. So as you can see, I've kind of just layered like a bunch of stuff on the envelope. I didn't want to cover up too much of the pink because it is a pink and brown theme, but I also didn't want it to be mega pink, if that makes any sense. But I did know that I wanted this sticker to be the main attraction, if you like, of the envelope, and this pink flower one is one that my pen pal Lucy sent me, and then some of the memos and stickers are things that people have sent me or just things that I've hoarded over time. So I wanted to put this girl sticker on the side to cover up most of that part of the envelope, because I felt like the composition was very focused on the left side of the envelope with the big memo, and so I wanted the other side to be a little bit balanced as well. I had this little stamp as well that somebody sent me, and I never know how to use vintage stamps. I think it's because I'm scared to use them, because they're just like, I guess they're one of a kind, so I'm not going to get another one of these little owl stamps. But I thought it'd go well because of the browns, and it would kind of make the theme a little bit more vintage, because I didn't want it to be a very pink theme, even though it has turned out quite pink, but you know what I mean, like not in your face pink, kind of like neutral pink. So this is what the decoration looks like so far, and I actually really like how this envelope turned out. I was kind of a bit worried at first because I don't tend to use pink a lot, so it kind of scares me a bit using pink, but I do think that it worked out really well in this one. You'll have to let me know what you think, but I can definitely do more themes along this colour scheme, because a lot of the stickers that I bought from Marigo Nasuli Art are brown and pink, because that's kind of like her colour scheme. She uses a lot of like pinks and purples, which is a colour scheme that I don't really use that often, so it's good to challenge me to try and jump out of my comfort zone a bit. As you know, I really like using yellows and greens, and I do quite like using pastel blue as well, even though I don't have a lot of stationery in that colour, but it is one that I do like to use. So I wanted to finish the envelope with my quote stickers from Tim Holtz, and you might have noticed that there's not many left. I did buy some more, not more of the same ones, but similar. So once I've used all these, I'll be moving on to my next pack. But I really like the collage style of this one. I don't know, I find that at the moment I'm struggling to make collages that I'm really proud of or that I really like, and this one I do really like it, so it's nice to finally do one that you just like, yes, it works out well. Now I'm moving on to the flip book, and I had this white card and it just looked a little bit scary, so I covered it all in stamps, and most of the stamps get covered with other things, but it just made it easier for me to start decorating the flip book and just getting on. So this little pink memo is one from Lucy in her Valentine's mail that she sent me. She sent me loads of like pink goodies, so these are basically all going on the envelope. And if you want to see that mail that she sent me, because it's really cute, then check out my last opening pen pal letters video. And I've recently got a lot of mail as well this past couple of days, including some big stationery orders, so my next opening pen pal letters video is going to be a juicy one, because there's going to be lots of things to open. So I wanted to use this big circle tulip sticker because I love tulips, and it's pink, so I was like, it's got to go on the theme. This little key, I don't know who sent it me, but one of my subscribers sent it me, I think, in a PO box mail, and they basically made all these stamps and then cut them out, and I've been getting through them slowly, but I do really like to use them, and the colour of the ink is not one that I own, so it's really nice to use. And I thought a girl sticker would go well on the front of this flip book, and I'm using my new washi tape, although it's not necessarily new now, but it's the most recent one that I've bought, so I'm still saying it's new. But I just thought that she went really well with the pink hair, and she's got like little flowers in her hair, and you can still see some of the stamps at the end, although I did cover most of them up. So I then went back in with just some extras, these little flower ones. These are the ones that I always put all over the envelopes of my orders, and yeah, so I like how I decorated the front of that. I wasn't too sure what to put on the inside of this flip book because it is a first pen pal letter, so of course I want to send goodies and all that stuff and the actual letter, but I won't have answers or anything like that, so I didn't want to do anything too crazy. So it's quite a simple flip book. I just cut out some of this paper from a old gardening book, and then I stuck some double-sided sticky tape to the back, because sometimes when I use my glue stick it doesn't always stay on properly, so I didn't want anything to fall out in transit, so I used my double-sided sticky tape. And then on the other side I wanted to make a little band, is that what you would call it, That's what I'm going to call it. And that is where the letter and the questions and some memos will go. So I started by covering everything in stamps again, just to get rid of like the blinding white background. And then I used double-sided sticky tape again to stick down the band. And I always find that writing the first pen pal letters quite difficult, because I never know what to say and I never want to like ramble too much and bore the other person, and then I also don't want to give them a really short letter because I want them to like know enough about me, but I also don't want to tell them like my whole life story, because then there's like nothing else for them to learn about me. That makes sense. But I have now sent this letter, so hopefully it will arrive with Nick soon. So I just started to fill it with some different stickers. I tried to go with pink sort of things, although not everything is, but I did go with a lot of pinks. And then I did squeeze in some vintage style things because of the brown in the theme. So I hope that Nick likes all these goodies. And then I also did the letter and things off camera as well. So, and I got this new like stamper thing, and it just cuts pieces of card into tags, and it's literally like the most amazing thing I've ever owned, because now I can just make washi samples whatever size and make little tags to add on stuff, I don't know, and you can basically use it with any kind of paper or card. So I've been using that to make a lot of my washi samples because I have so much leftover card from Patreon, so it's a really good way to use it up and not waste any of it. And I added some little washi samples for her as well. I hope she doesn't have any of these ones already, but she might possibly. But either way, she can use them. And yeah, that is the final mail. So you'll see the last of it in a second, but I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me on my rambly voiceover. Hopefully it sounds a little bit better because I got a new microphone. And if you enjoyed, please subscribe, like, comment, whatever, tell your grandma, I don't know, and I will see you in the next one. So bye, thanks for watching.